hot all day, man.
You said it was hot all day? Bro, it really was, though. Like, what? I came outside earlier to smoke. I was like, what the fuck? It's like fucking June out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You got one.
I was helping my buddy like frame this house like this morning.
Yeah. You a framer?
No, not at all. Not at all. First day on the job.
Oh, so you just help,
well, it's like a part-time
him?
thing, man. Yeah, I might help him out, a few days a month kind of deal. Yeah, man.
Is he framing his house or like for
no, he's a contractor. So, he does other people's work, remodels bathrooms. He's doing like a church right now and stuff.
Hell yeah, I do electrical work.
Yeah?
Like residential.
Right on.
So if he needs that electrician, tell him, give me a call.
Oh, I mean, I will. He was just talking about an electrician at this house tomorrow. So
yeah, that's like my side hustle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I do.
Dude, I was an electrical apprentice for like 1 year. I was working in a bunch of rock quarries.
What's that?
Like where they crush rocks.
Okay.
Like, they blow them up. They got mines and stuff, but yeah, I did that for a year, and I was like, man, I do not want to be an electrician. This is way too many stories of people getting blown up and dying.
Oh yeah, you were doing some next level electrician though.
Yeah, they were working with like 440 and stuff, but
yeah, I usually do. I did commercial for like 6 months.
Yeah,
but mostly residential. Yeah, that's like kind of most basic shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The safe stuff.
It's kind of the safest, and it's also like just you can get the most like side jobs like that.
Yeah,
because if you just like learn it, and it's like it'll be easier for like a homeowner to call you to come do some. You'll get that job first to go to work on a house, then before you'll get like a fucking big ass job at like a, what I'm saying, like a commercial place. They'll call a bigger company for that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I guess we could kind of maybe start about how I heard about you.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
So well, first of all, welcome to the Off-World Podcast, man. I'm sitting here with Cody Christian, recording artist from Newport News, Virginia. You actually the first like country artist on the show, so that's dope.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I looked into a lot of your stuff. Listened to a bunch of episodes. I was like,
yeah, we mostly hip hop.
I hope he doesn't think that I'm the other Cody Christian. Like, I don't know if you Googled my name.
No, I just seen it on Instagram. There's like somebody with a blue check named Cody Christian.
Yeah, there's a Cody Christian out there, and he is a rapper actually, and but he was also an actor on this show, Pretty Little Liars.
I've heard of the show.
I've never seen it either. He was like an extra or something. He's done like, little, I don't know. He's like a C-list actor or something that decided he was going to be a rapper too.
I checked out some of your music.
I appreciate that, man.
You got some shit. You got some shit, man.
Thanks, dude.
Okay, so basically, like I found out about, bro. So my friend Avery works at the shipyard. You guys know Avery, and she was like, "There's this guy that sent out a letter of resignation to like everybody in the shipyard, and it went kind of like viral around here." Was it originally about the vaccine mandates? Was that the original reason, or am I thinking about something else?
No. I mean, there was so much about working there that kind of led up to that point of like, all right, I'm done, man, I'm leaving. But I mean, there was also a lot of stuff on the outside, like the music. It was kind of a culmination of all those things. But no, what it came down to was like the day that I quit was the day that I would have been fired because I didn't shave my beard.
Really?
Yeah.
So, what, they gave you like a warning or something?
They gave me 2. And the last one, they were like, this is the day that you have to come in here clean shaven, or you're fired. And so I came in that day and quit.
What was your job there? Like, what does your beard got to do with that?
And that's what I said. I was working it was like a planning job. But the way the shipyard is right now, they're going through like the union might strike kind of thing, and being like the job that I had before I was in this, crappy office job, they would have sent me back to work with my tools and stuff. And part of that, like, I wouldn't have minded that, honestly. Like, I kind of like doing that stuff, and it would have been a nice break because I'd been in that office job for like over 2 years at that point.
Yeah.
And, yeah, one of the things that I had to do, like, as a backup plan in case the union striked, was like be qualified to wear a respirator. And so to do that, you got to take this fit test, and they make you shave your face for it.
Okay, so that's really what it was about.
Yeah, and I'm sure that I signed something when I got that job like 8 years ago that said, I would shave my face if something ever happened like that. But yeah.
I was gonna say, it's not like you're fucking working around food or some shit like where You know what I'm saying?
No.
But it was a respirator. I get it now. Bro basically sent out the letter of resignation, and at the bottom was like, okay, yeah, you guys check out my album. Too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I think made it go like a little viral. Because everybody was like, who is this guy? He just like telling everybody,
hey,
check his album out. Did people check the album out after that?
Dude, like
did you get their response?
My social media, not that it was like a great, impressive number before or anything, but like it doubled, within that week, like on all my platforms. And it's like an authentic one too, and I've seen, several people like at, more recent shows, and they're buying shirts and stuff too. So yeah, it was like a PR move, no doubt. It was album promo 100%.
And the album still hasn't came out, right, actually?
No, still working on it. I can't remember exactly what I said in the letter, but I think it said like early 2022. But I don't know if you've ever made an album, but usually the first date that you say that you're going to put something out never happens. So every project that I've ever released has always been like, all right, well, that's the date that we wanted, but now it's this date. And then, you move it down the line a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I make music too. I've done that. Usually now lately I've been pretty good with the dates. I'll drop on the day I say I am, but sometimes I'll actually put the date out before I'm like 100% finished with it, and that's kind of like what pushes me to finish it more.
Yeah.
Which I know that's not really the best practice, but
yeah.
I see you're on like a tour right now. You have like a February tour.
I wouldn't call it a tour. I'm not really, man. I mean, I play around town, I got like 10 dates in February.
That's a tour, man. So it's a self.
You know
what I'm saying. You made it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is true. I mean, some people help along the way. Some good booking friends, and I mean that was another thing that the Shipyard, that letter helped me do. Just opened a lot of doors, which is good because that's what I needed to have happen. If I was going to make money doing music.
Yeah, go ahead, my bad.
Yeah. No, I mean that's been it. But yeah, man. Trying to get about 10 dates a month, just playing. And now that I don't work at the Shipyard anymore, it makes it a lot easier to get outside of Hampton Roads. So doing a lot more in North Carolina, like Richmond area, and trying to branch out further from there.
Yeah. I seen you had your first gig in North Carolina. I think that you said you went there, like that was your first out of town gig. And I think you play with the band on some of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. I play with a full band, whenever I can, whenever the budget's right. And a lot of our opportunities for that are in North Carolina. I guess just because that's just where the money is, I guess, for a full band that's playing country music. But I mean, it's a good town, man. Yeah, we go down to Greenville. ECU's campus is right there, and it's been real good to us. So yeah, I go back to North Carolina all the time.
Oh yeah. Do you think it's like, I'm not really too like into the country world, but from kind of what I see, like it's one of those things where I feel like it's like one of those things where like you'll see more cover bands and like more people doing cover stuff. Right. Is it hard to break through with like original shit in the country scene?
I think it's like, I imagine, hip hop, rap, anything else is the same in that like country music is a real broad thing. There's probably 30 different avenues that you could go off of that. But yeah, it's especially around here, like in a more touristy kind of town, for like full band stuff. It's easy to get into like that cover band thing because that's the easiest way to make money.
Yeah.
Because really the only way to make money doing live music, if that's your genre around here, is to play for 3 or 4 hours at a bar or restaurant. Most people don't have 3 or 4 hours of original content. And if they do, like, you don't necessarily want to play every single song, at a bar or restaurant.
Yeah.
You got a lot of slow songs and stuff. Like, some people are paying you because they want you to get people to dance and drink, not leave, or cry or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a lot of cover stuff.
And it's like going to a bar or like a restaurant where it's just like probably not your fans there. It's like, do people really want to hear your stuff? Mm-hmm. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I see kind of that just like the wave around here now. The cover bands, you know what I'm saying? Like at houses or something like that. People come in and play some stuff. Like you said, it probably is the best way to make money in the beginning, or really period. But it's like I feel like it's easy to get stuck in that phase.
It is, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I think this is what I'm figuring out. Like, I think you got to be pretty stubborn in that. You know, like it would be easy to play for 3 hours and play like some of the greatest hits. You know, like if you're in a room full of 50 people and you break out like Tennessee Whiskey or something like that.
You can
like,
do it shitty and people still be like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, like all 50 of those people are going to be like, I don't know this song, man. And there might be a few people that are sick of it. Probably sick of the guy singing it. Like, I mean, I'm kind of sick of singing it personally, but that's the cover scene. So, I mean, you can do that and you can get 50 people like freaking out, or you can take your original music and just like, I'm going to play it, man. And if this place doesn't invite me back, they don't invite me back. It is what it is. Ideally, any room you're in is an opportunity. So if it's 50 people that don't know who you are or what you're doing there, they just know that they like those cheeseburgers and that they have live music. But I mean, you can turn some of those people or you can not turn some of those people. I mean, either way, you're getting paid. But I mean, it's a slow grind. And, you can do the people pleasing songs. But, and they might get you a few bucks in a tip jar, but that's not going to get those people to buy your album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So most of my sets, I mean, I do have a lot of covers in my sets, but I'm doing a lot of songs that probably most people don't know because, I mean, I do a lot of smaller artists. Like, I just play the music that I like. And I found that to be a pretty interesting marketing technique, too. Like, because you can cover a band's song that's lesser known, and like, you tag them in a video on Instagram that somebody takes. Like those people that have like maybe 15,000 followers or something like that,
They're gonna actually repost you.
Yeah, they're gonna see that and be like, "Oh man," because I mean, they're new to the game too, like or they're grinding, they're paying attention, and like when somebody covers your music, like that's cool, man. If somebody ever covered one of my songs and tagged me, man, even if it was garbage, like
it's like an honor.
Yeah, dude. Like it's still really cool, and you might get lucky and you might tag like, whoever the biggest artist is out there. Maybe they see it, but odds of that are
probably not.
No.
Yeah.
But like you got these smaller followings, that see those people and they might get excited, they're more likely to follow you because I mean they just pay more attention to that person. They're more real, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Bro, what I realized too is like you said it's a grind. I feel like the grind like never stops. Like what I mean by that is like you know that app Clubhouse that became a little popular last year?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, what I realized going on that app is like, it'd be like big people on there. It'd be like A&Rs, like different artists. It would be like, famous people on there.
Right.
And what I realized is like, even these people are still up here trying to network and further themselves. Mm-hmm. It's like you think the people that you think are like already good, like I don't need to do shit or whatever. It's like even they're still hustling. They're still trying to figure it out. It's like, so it's like, damn, it's like, do you ever really figure it out? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I imagine at some point you probably stop worrying about money as much, but then, I don't know, maybe you buy a lot more cooler stuff, so you always have to worry about it. So you're always grinding. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, personally, it's like, it's not even probably about getting more money. It's like doing more things, like creating more moments.
Yeah. I mean, always pursuing something, I think, is a good move,
Yeah.
You can always learn, man. There's 70-year-old people that go back to school to be doctors,
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I imagine that's probably a lot too, man. Want to build something. I think humans were made to create things, Which is what we do.
I agree, man. How did this fucking creating journey start for you, bro? How'd you ultimately get into making music? If you want to tell us like a little bit about just like childhood, coming up, stuff like that.
Man, growing up, I didn't really play music. Not until like probably middle school, junior high, stuff like that. The only reason I really got into it is because I played sports all the time, but I kept hurting myself. I like fractured my pelvis.
What were you playing?
It was like touch football in gym class.
What?
When I fractured my pelvis, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was stupid. But, that immobilizes you for a while, so I needed a hobby. So I took up guitar, and I learned from, grew up in church, and learned from my youth pastor back in the day. He taught me the guitar, and naturally that led into being in, like, the church band and, then I found out that I could sing some. And so I mean that's really where I cut my teeth, learning how to play and be a part of a group and make music in that way and make it work. And then I moved down here to Newport News 8 years ago, and from Powhatan, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, born and raised in Powhatan, west of Richmond.
Was that like 2 hours away, I think?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. And moved down here for a job at the shipyard, and still wanted to do music and was still involved, doing music in churches. So, I mean, I got plugged in at a place in Norfolk, and that's where I met, guys that would be in one of my bands. And I mean, it just continued to go from there.
So you have no family down here? It's just you?
Yeah, just me.
What did your parents say when you fucking quit your job?
Man, they I told them, that it was coming, and they never told me not to. I'm sure they're worried, but on paper it seems like a really bad idea.
Do they have are they on Facebook and shit?
Yeah.
So they seen like everybody else.
Yeah. They saw it. But no, I mean they support me. I mean they come to a lot of shows. Well, I mean maybe not as many now that I'm playing like a whole lot, but like the bigger ones, ticketed events and stuff. Like my parents are always there, and they've always been supportive of it. And I think they know enough that I'm not going to let myself starve. So I mean I piece things together. I don't know, man. It was time for a change. I was doing something for 8 years, and I'd come to the point with this music where I was like, man, if you can talk about it and you can dream about it and you can kind of halfway work at it, but I've been doing this now for 6-7 years, with a band, thinking hey man, we're good, maybe we'll get a shot, touring would be cool. But I just the point that I came to was those opportunities don't ever come to you. You got to go get them, and it's really hard to do if you're working 9 to 5.
Definitely. It's this is one of those things where it really takes 100% of your fucking energy.
Yeah, and you can't do that. Working Monday through Friday, and so, I mean, yeah, it's been an adjustment, man. But I'm having fun with it, dude. I haven't had to hustle like this since high school.
Yeah.
Back when making that Domino's pizza money, and it's all right, well, I gotta buy gas money and I got a girlfriend, so how am I gonna do that?
Yeah.
Whereas before with a shipyard, it's hey man, as long as nothing stupid happens, I can kind of do whatever I want, buy whatever I want within reason. Ain't got to worry about things. Don't have to look at the paychecks because I already know what they are. That kind of stuff. Now, it's all right, you're doing every gig, you're counting every dollar and stuff, but I like it, man.
Yeah, it's a certain thing with a 9 to 5 is it's you become comfortable. It's you don't really have, you said, it's kind of the check is there. You just kind of got to show up with your thing. But when you're your own boss and you're an entrepreneur, I mean, that's what I think. Our artists were entrepreneurs too. So it's when nobody's telling you what to do and you got to really push yourself and fucking get up in the morning and do that shit every day. It's a different thing, man. Yeah. You take more pride in it. You
absolutely. And that's something that I learned about myself. I mean, a while ago that I was, I guess I was lucky in high school. I never had to study too much, never had to try too hard. I got decent grades and stuff. I was just procrastinating. I've always been, last minute kind of dude. And, but that's not, I don't think that's how it works with music, man. And, and one thing I know about myself too is I generally, it's hard for me to go and do the things that I got to do until I have to do them. You know what I mean? So for music, you can play music and you can be good and you can write songs, but there's a whole business side of it, you got to understand marketing, you got to understand social media, you got to understand websites and all that stuff. And I was man, I'm never going to do this until I have to. And right now I don't have to because my food's paid for. I just went to work and did nothing for a while, but I got that paycheck,
Bro, that's like in the beginning of, like, you know how people say, like, when you're like you're hungry?
Yeah.
Like you want something and you're like working for whatever, like you hungry, like the term. Bro, you know that came from fucking early in hip hop days when it was battle rapping. Dudes would come, like KRS-One would come to a rap battle, right? And he was fucking homeless. He was living in like a foster home. So, and like the rap battle, the winner would like win something. So KRS-One and like them dudes would like come literally actually hungry. And they would like try their hardest to win to make money so they could actually go eat. Like they were surviving off that. So that's like where the term hungry came from. What I was gonna say too, and all those things you named, those get expensive, like fucking marketing, shooting videos, all that. It's like it's like one of those. It's like kind of like anything. Like let's say you flip houses. If you don't know how to do any trade and you're hiring out for every single thing, your profit margins become real low. I was gonna ask you too. What are some challenges that you are facing just like doing all these shows a month, maybe traveling with the band, stuff like that?
I mean, one of the first things, man, it was the first, full band gig that I had after I had quit. And then my truck broke down in North Carolina. So like,
damn.
And it's still there, man. This thing still ain't fixed.
When was this?
Shoot, that was like January 8th.
So how'd you get back?
Dude, it was, it was an experience, man. We broke down like middle of nowhere, man, in North Carolina.
Oh, you and your whole band with your truck all in one truck? Okay.
Yeah. I got like this F-250 and we were hauling this like tiny U-Haul with all our stuff in the back. And my left front like ball bearing or something goes out, man. It's inoperable, like totally sidelined. And it's like a Sunday afternoon, like 3-4 o'clock maybe, in nowhere in North Carolina. Like there's no, I think I had to call my insurance people to find a tow truck, and like, there ain't no Ubers out there. Like,
damn, they probably hit you for like $1,000.
Well,
to go there.
Instagram. Did you post this on?
Yeah.
This story sounds so familiar.
Yeah. Yep. No, same dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is on the way there or on the way back?
This is on the way back. Luckily, okay. Yeah. Luckily, man. And with it was like, okay, so they're going to tow my truck. The dealership where they're going to end up getting it fixed. And, but I still got this U-Haul trailer full of our stuff, and it's me and 3 other dudes. And like, there ain't no Enterprise or anything in or Ubers or anything. But we broke down next to like this one gas station, like the one gas station on that like whole stretch of, that highway. And like, it was this really cool lady in there, man. And her name was Loretta, and she ended up offering us a ride like 20 miles up the road to a U-Haul place, actually, which was the only way that we could find any other vehicle that could tow our trailer back. But the only vehicle that they had was this like 30-foot box truck.
So you were towing that thing, or did you?
Dude, we were towing like a little 4x8 trailer, which is like the tiniest enclosed trailer
on the 30-foot.
Behind a 30-foot box truck, and there were 4 dudes.
You couldn't return it to that U-Haul spot and like put the
Nah, dude, U-Haul sucks, man. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, U-Haul they're the worst.
So you ended up you drove that all the way back here.
Yeah, so we drove a 30-foot box truck back towing a 4x8 trailer.
Shout out to Loretta, man.
Yeah, man, dude, she was so good, man.
So your truck is at the shop somewhere out there?
Yeah, I was just on the phone with them today, and like they couldn't find one of the parts, I guess, for whatever reason, but they said they just got it, so hopefully it'll come in Friday and they'll have it fixed. But yeah, I mean, so that was one of the challenges. I mean, right off the bat, it's like, well, dang, I'm like $3,000 in the hole immediately just to fix this stupid truck.
That sucks, dude.
I know, man. But it's like, I've been working at the shipyard a while. Like, I saved and stuff, and I wasn't anticipating that, but vehicles are going to break down. What am I going to do? Not drive? It happens
for sure. Is this is this a band that you're in, or are you just like hiring guys to come play your music for you?
Yeah, they're my band. Like it's the same dudes. We're floating names around and stuff for them, but haven't settled on anything.
I always think band names are like funny. Like people just sit down and think of like the craziest
shit
they can think of. What's the last idea you had on naming it?
The one that you said you weren't going to use. Don't give us the one you might use.
Well, I mean, dude, there were some names in beta, man. I was like, you guys ought to be called the Lorettas because of that nice lady.
Bro.
I thought
That'd be hard though.
I thought it sounded cool too, but I guess these three dudes had an
the
aversion.
Loretta U-Haulers.
The U-Haulers.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
U-Haul, we need to check for that, though.
Yeah, no, I
We need
ain't
to check for that.
Nope, I ain't giving them any more than I have, man.
Bro, and I feel it. What was,
Bunch of punks. Yeah, for real.
what was life like fucking growing up in Powhatan? Is that like the country? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was good, man. I liked it, dude. Spent summer, riding bikes and stuff, hanging out, playing baseball, football.
Yeah, where I'm from is pretty much like kind of country too. It's like city too, but pretty much country lifestyle everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like we didn't have a Walmart growing up. Like the closest Walmart was in like Midlothian, the next county over.
Yeah,
It was good, man. It was simple.
were y'all growing food?
No, not my family. No, my dad, he was a butcher, and my mom, she's a school teacher.
Oh
So,
yeah.
No, we weren't growing any food or anything.
Yeah. Or yeah, like my fucking grandma had a cow and fucking chickens and shit and all that, like that type of stuff. My mom, it's actually funny, my mom would as a kid, like my mom's family was like, my dad's family too, but my mom's more, they were like really poor growing up.
Right.
So my mom used to fucking, for like during the summers, her and her like brothers and sisters would go and like plow this field or whatever, or like do some shit for like the farming to help, like some other people own this field and they would like farm, and then they would just like hire my mom and her brother and sisters to like work on it. And then long story short, my mom ends up, getting older and coming out. Her and my dad bought that same land and built a house on it, like that she did that at. It's like full circle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, dude, I I never messed around with farming or anything too much, but recently, one of my new side hustles is I'm like a livestock veterinarian assistant.
Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting.
What does that do? What do you like, milking cows all day?
Nah, man. Nah, it's a lot worse than that.
Giving birth to.
Yeah. I haven't done any of that yet. I haven't done any birthing. Apparently, it's not calving season yet, but like castrating goats and pigs and stuff, and emergency procedures. And I don't do any of like the actual doctor stuff, but like I hold the animals down.
Yo, what the fuck? Where's this at?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where's that? That's like taking their fucking balls off, right?
Oh yeah. That's taking their balls off, man.
Damn,
I gotta hold this dang goat down and like look this dude in the eyes. I'm like, I'm sorry, man.
Bro, I don't even like put him to sleep or
sorry.
something?
Goats, they do, yeah. They give them that numbing stuff and they put them out.
Not
but I mean,
big, though?
they still get jumpy, Yeah. Fun fact, apparently I learned, this is what the veterinarian told me, like pound for pound, goats, they have the biggest balls of any animal.
Bro, I measured it, bro. I know.
Oh, you know.
No, it's like, no, I'm playing. No, we eat lamb a lot. Bison is like, we'll actually cook like a whole lamb. Like,
Yeah.
For like tradition and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, a couple times a year.
That's cool, man.
You eat like fucking,
Do y'all eat the balls? Is that why you
no,
I
eat
don't.
balls.
No, I don't.
We definitely don't eat the balls.
I
A
do
lot of people say like the brain is the best part or like the tongue, but I never tried either of those. It's just something.
Yeah.
I'm good on it. Bro, yeah, like on fucking, I don't know how it got to this. Any thoughts on just like fucking, like, what is the word? Like, the mass, just like production of like meat and like animals and shit. Like, you think it's animal cruelty going on out here? What we're doing?
I mean, definitely. I mean, I haven't seen like any factory stuff. I mean, dude, I've only been on the job 2 days, and it's wild.
Damn.
Only been on the job 2 days, man.
On the first day they had him holding balls.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that was the second day, but
I don't know, bro. I don't like.
no, I mean, no, but like from what I've seen, I don't think, because where I go, like we go out to Hanover, and I mean it's like small time like family owned farms. I don't know. I don't even know how many cattle they have, but no, I ain't been to a chicken farm yet though. I'm sure that's pretty bad.
Speaking of chickens, my parents' friends have chickens, and I just seen I seen the picture. It was like this meme going around where it's like these arms you can buy and put them on your chickens, and it's like flicking them all first, like muscles and shit, and it's like this chicken walking around with those arms.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It's like with the whole fucking animal shit. It's like obviously we have to eat, so it's
Right.
like that's what we. I mean, I don't know. It is weird how we pick and choose like certain animals that are cool to eat, certain ones that are cute, certain ones that you know what I'm saying is not okay to eat.
Blow dried. Cows are like really fucking adorable.
I don't know, man. And cows are really gross. They're real gross.
Yeah.
What have you done to cows?
I just watched this last time, but they were like, I guess, checking dairy cows, like the milking ones. Oh yeah, that's what dairy is. But she,
Yeah.
but I mean the actual veterinarian, I mean, was checking them. So I mean, she's shoulder deep up in that thing, and every one of them, like when they walked in, like maybe not every one of them, but I think there were about 40 of them, and of the 40, like 30 of them just dumped all over the place, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean they're giant animals. They eat all the time, so all they do is crap. So
Yeah. I will say, excuse me. I will say a fucking cow looks a little more appeasing than a pig.
yeah.
I went to the last time I was at the zoo, I think was last year, and they just had like a fucking like a full grown cow and a full grown pig like standing right next to each other. I was like, yeah, I think I'd rather eat the cow.
Yeah.
You eat pork?
Oh yeah. No, I mean it's probably better for you too. The first thing that I did at this job was with a pig. We had to flip one over because they had to like take its cut some of its tusks off. Mm-hmm. And I learned this. This is the first thing that I learned on the job, and I thought they were joking. I mean, I was laughing. So apparently with pigs, like to chill them out, you just give them beer.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like 7 a.m, and like the veterinarian's on the phone. She's like, "Well, did you give it a beer?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're going about a beer and a half this time. Last time one wasn't enough."
Bro, what the
And
fuck?
I thought that was just some like terminology or like some slang for like actual medicine. But nah, man, they gave this pig like a Miller Lite and a half.
Miller though.
And it was apparently hammered.
Word.
Like
At least they ain't giving Corona.
well, that makes it easy to flip it over, So.
You ever went cow tipping living in the country? Or is that something in the movies that people just...
It's in the movies, man, because from what I understand, they lay down to sleep. So like, you ain't,
But no, it's like while they're standing. You know?
Yeah, no, but I don't think cows are huge, man. I don't think I don't think anybody's just. You're not going to walk up to a cow and tip it over. I don't think.
It might be impossible. I'm about to Google that.
I don't think people do it, man, because I don't think they. I'm pretty sure they lay down.
Some movie shit, bro.
I never did it. Like we went out like one night, like we were going to do it, but I think. Yeah. Well, no, I'll tell you what the problem was. Like, 4 of us like hopped the fence and we were going to go, mess with these cows, and all 4 of us within 3 seconds had stepped in cow crap, and we're like, all right, let's just turn around. This is not worth it. Because they're gross, man. They poop everywhere. That's cows.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man, that's a side hustle,
Side hustle.
I do the music.
Gotta have
like
those,
I say,
man.
try to get about 10 a month, and money wise, like it's good to have some other things, but I could try to book myself a lot more, but honestly, man, I don't know if I want to burn myself like that.
That's the key, man.
Because like doing what I'm doing, like we got to sing for 3 hours. Like I don't know how many times you can do that in a week until it starts to become a problem.
For sure.
But I think it's also good to be grounded every now and then. Get outside and mess around with farm animals, I guess.
Are these shows that you're like headlining? That's like your fans are paying to see you do it? Or are they like open mics, or how does that work?
Yeah, a lot of them is just like breweries and stuff that have music, every weekend or whatever at this time.
And just book like different artists.
Yeah, and there's like a circle, a cycle like that. Mostly breweries, bars, restaurants. But like there are like when we go to North Carolina, there's a club down there, the Buccaneer. I mean, it's a club, that we play at, and they put our name on the stuff. And every now and then around here, we'll do like a more like traditional show kind of thing, which is when my full band is. I mean, that's when I use them more. Like I don't do as much of the 3-hour like bar brewery gigs with them because they don't really pay that much either. But yeah, whenever I get an opportunity to do the full band thing, we got our first headlining ticketed show on March 5th, actually.
Where's that?
It's in Gloucester at Flatiron Crossroads.
Bro, I might come to that one.
Heck yeah, man. It'd be cool
Yeah,
to see,
I'm trying to
man. It's a Saturday. And, we're going to see what happens, man. I've done ticketed shows like that with one of my previous bands. My band, Every King and Commoner. We played around the area for 5-6 years. But this is going to be the first one, of like the country genre that, we're going to try to sell tickets and see what happens,
Are you bringing merch like to these shows or selling anything?
Yeah, I got shirts and stickers. Once I drop this new album, I have some new stuff with that too.
And what's the album called?
It's going to be Canary in a Coal Mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is also the title track, which I'm hoping to drop like in a month, early in March.
What is what's the meaning behind that, Canary in a Coal Mine?
So I mean, it comes from like back in like West Virginia and Kentucky and stuff back in the day. Like coal miners, like if depending on the day, like when you first go down there, like there might be a buildup of some gas or something that would kill people like pretty quick. Yeah. So what they used to do was they would like take birds, like canaries, let them loose in the coal mine, or shoot, I might be even getting that wrong. They might have just taken them in cages, and the bird would die first before a human would.
Oh, okay. Or
they'd let them in there, and then either they wouldn't come back or something like that. Either way, they would use these birds to let you know if something was safe, or to do the hardest part of the job so that you could get the benefit of it. So like Canary in a Coal Mine was the name of the album.
So you testing the waters for? Who are you testing the waters for?
Well, I mean, I got that. That's kind of what the single's about. Just different ways that can be. You can use that. I guess is it a metaphor, and I always mix up my grammar. Metaphor, analogy, like or as.
Probably metaphor.
Yeah, let's go with metaphor. So, I mean, I use that in that song. So like, I mean, there are, coal miners still that, they'll go and do, these jobs in these mines, and they'll get black lung and stuff,
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got short lives, man, and they're dying horribly,
So we can all reap the fucking benefits.
Yeah. I mean, not we as much, but like, I mean, like if you're like in your, like the hierarchy of a company, people at the bottom doing all the work, and they're the ones that are going to die for it and get pennies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think I'm talking about we just because like probably all the like a lot of products that we use might need some of that coal in the factories and stuff to like make it or whatever.
For sure, man. And just using that metaphor and like, I mean, like for that as like a realist, or like for me personally, like working at the shipyard, it's like, the people that are down there welding in these things that could explode or fall on.
Bro, I have a friend that almost died at the shipyard.
I mean, anybody that's worked there long enough has got a story about almost dying. She almost died the other day. You know what I'm saying?
From boredom. My boy actually, he was I forgot exactly what job he was doing, but he was like in some tube, right? Yeah. That was like pressurized from both ends. Something like that. He was in there doing something. It was like a real like narrow tube. And somebody that he was working with had made a mistake and didn't do something. Anyways, like the air got sucked out of the tube, I guess, and he like passed out in there.
Oh, wow.
They took him to the emergency room and everything.
Whoa.
No, I think I told him he was done for that. I was like, bro, like, what are you doing? I was like, you need to talk to somebody about that. But he's in Japan right now. They sent him to Japan out there to work.
Okay, so yeah, man, that's what I'm saying, man. So like, Canary in a Coal, it's like doing the worst and the dirtiest of the work and getting like just, crumbs. So, I mean, that was one of the reasons that I wanted to get the heck out of there, man. And you could use that metaphor for just about anything, man. You could use it for the music industry too if you wanted to. I mean, there's some artists that are getting piddly, but whoever the dude at Spotify is freaking loaded.
Bro, Spotify.
But everybody else is getting like 0.0001 cent or whatever.
That's gonna change though, bro.
I hope so.
I think it is because, like, first of all, we have to, like, when I'm making money with somebody, I'm always like, how much is the other person making? So first of all, we have to figure out how much is a stream actually worth. What are these streaming services actually making off one stream?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What are you bringing in? Okay, so yeah, we got to figure that out. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I feel like also too, like, a lot of artists get stuck in this mindset of like, I got to be the biggest, I got to be mainstream, it's like, But it's like, bro, you don't like you were talking about earlier, those people with like 10, 15,000 fans, like followers, like, bro, that's like a really good spot to be in. You can make fucking probably like 5-10 grand a month, you know what I'm saying? Tour, sell merch. You have like 10, 15,000 people that like really genuinely fuck with you. Bro, you can make a living. Like, that's all you need.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
definitely, man. I mean, it's not an easy way to do it. And, you know, like that superstar life, honestly, that does not seem too appealing to me, like, at all, you know? Like, in country music, I mean, you got like your biggest people, like Morgan Wallen, he's a giant one, or like Chris Stapleton, you know, all these dudes. Like, I mean, they're not going to grocery stores, you know, like they can't, you know, like that doesn't seem too fun to me, man.
So, but do you really want to go to the grocery store? Because I know I hate.
Well,
going
that's
to
a good point. They could probably afford. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But, you know, maybe they can't. Maybe they can't take their kid to Chuck E. Cheese. You know, like their kids can't be normal. You know, like, you know, I mean, there's a price for it, but like, odds of that happening are so astronomically small, anyways. But no, you can definitely make money and not be that, like, yeah, you don't have to be that. You know, and I've gone to Nashville, and you know, I've been in rooms and conversations where like that's what they try to sell you, and like it seems like the worst deal in the history of deals, like, ever.
What are I know in hip hop there's like a lot of fucking talk on like how labels like fuck over artists and give them these crazy deals. Like, what on the countryside? What's that looking like?
It's probably really similar, man, because it's all the same at the top, you know. Whoever owns the radio station owns this giant radio station who owns whatever. You know, it's all generating money. But yeah, like country music, I mean, you've got like your big one, you know, that's like on the radio. That's got like, I mean, you know, the biggest names. And, you know, beneath that, you've got a ton of people trying to do that same thing just like them, you know, like, I want to be on the radio, I want to be in this Pepsi commercial, you know, play these arenas and all that stuff, you know, all the TV shows, and there's just so many different ways to do it. But I think if you're going that route, it seems with country music, unless you're like, you know, really, really paving some new way or something, like you're playing ball with, you know, the big names like Universal and Warner and stuff. And those are the ones where, you know, you're signing those crazy contracts where they own you, you know, and it's like they're using terminology like, what is it? Forever.
Terminology that you got to hire somebody to explain to you what the fuck that means.
Yeah, you know. And so, yeah, I mean, country music definitely has that. Like they have... Like I met with a dude whose whole job title is dot connector.
What is that?
He's just a dot connector. So he knew me, or found out about me, heard my music, thought he might know of a guy in Nashville that might like me.
The middleman.
Yeah, he's just a middleman. So I mean, he hooked us up with this producer who, you know, I mean, he's worked like with the biggest names and stuff, and like he actually wanted to meet with you, you know. So it's like, all right, cool, man. I'll go to Nashville and meet with this dude. That sounds like really good opportunity. You know, if this guy genuinely likes my music and wants to do something with it, man, that sounds cool. So I mean, we meet this dude, and I mean, he takes us to like the studio in Nashville, you know, where like the biggest names have played and stuff. And he's like, dude, we'll track you in this studio, and we'll get this dude's bass player and Johnny Cash's old guitar player and stuff on your record. And like, you know, showed me the rooms, like had me shaking hands. He's like, that dude just played on this record, you know, like that kind of stuff. But then at the end of the day, like after we leave Nashville, you know, and go back, and it's like, all right, well, let's talk about the business. You know, what does this look like? It's like, well, that'll be, you know, man, we can make all this happen, dude. You know, I like really believe in this. It can be international, man. That'll just be 80 grand. It was like, oh, all right, man. Well, like, so
it's like, bro,
who's 80 grand? And they're like, well, yours. And I was like, mine.
Did you feel like he was like trying to tell you like what you wanted to hear?
I mean, I think they were definitely trying to smooth, you know, man, because I think there were a lot of people that would have been, you know, shown those rooms and stuff. And, you know, maybe they did believe that, hey, maybe we can make some money off of this dude, you know, more than the 80 grand that we're making off of this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, dude, like that I'm finding with that genre, and it's probably the same in hip hop, is like there's a lot of people that you might be good and they might believe that they can make money off of you, but not enough for them to invest.
To take a risk.
Yeah, like they'll look at the end of the day, they're still going to make money. You know, like even if I pay 80 grand or whatever and this album flops, you know, every musician, they all got paid, you know, for their time. So at the end of the day, even if they're not, you know, continuing to get money off of, you know, however many streams or whatever happens, like they still got paid, you know, but they got paid. And also if it does do well, then they own this huge chunk of it forever and always, you know, and on and on and on again. So, I mean, yeah, that like country music definitely has that, you know, kind of big baller brand. But then they also have like the smaller people that are trying to do the same thing, which is probably even worse.
I think in hip hop it's more like if you're doing like if you got like a buzz, you got like a buzz you made for yourself, a label might approach you, and I haven't really heard of like there are smaller labels that aren't really doing shit that are just kind of just like talking the talk, like sound like what they were doing, where they'll try to get money from you to like they'll promise you whatever, but it usually doesn't work out. But that the real labels that are actually doing stuff, then artists really aren't paying them. They might give you like an advance. They'll give you like an advance, and then they'll own a certain percentage of your catalog, everything you drop, and then you'll owe that advance back, whatever, you know what I'm saying, after you recoup, then you make what you make.
Right.
But it's like they put people in crazy deals where they'll own your masters forever, or like they'll pretty much control everything you do for like a long time and get like a high percentage and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the scary part. Yeah. But at the end of the day, bro, for me, like going through like this creating, like this journey of like creating and shit, I realized it's just like there is genuine people. There's like genuine people that really want to help you and shit. And it's like you got to find those people and work with them. But there's a lot of vultures out here that will like, you know what I'm saying? Tell you what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Really just try to get money. And I feel like those people, I feel like they're it's obvious. It's clear who they are. Yeah. I don't know.
What I've kind of find out, man, at the end of the day, like, you know, when a deal comes up, like it just has to make sense, man. And if there's any part of it that doesn't make sense, it needs to make sense because, like, you're the product. You know, like, you know what makes sense. You know, and, like, all you're really doing is just trying to hire a sales team, you know, but, like, you're also selling yourself. So, like, you know how to sell yourself. You just need a sales team to help mass produce. So it's like, but do you believe in it enough to invest in it, or do you just believe in it enough to like, well, you know, I kind of like it, you know, and I'll take a piece of it and see what happens. And if not, I'll leave, you know.
With no risk, there is no reward, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. So I haven't found the right fit of somebody that's, you know, willing to, I guess, put the money where the mouth is, to, you know, for lack of a better term. It's like, dude, I've invested enough. Well, I mean, that's not true. I mean, I can still invest so much more in myself, but, you know.
I think the biggest thing we invest is our time and fucking energy. Yeah.
I mean, we do. But, I mean, that's also what we're taking from people, too, you know, like, as a content creator, like, you're that's really what you're doing. You're bidding for people's time, you know, like, so for this podcast is going to be like an hour and a half, you know, like, we're hoping that this is something that people are like, you know what, I'm going to put an hour and a half into this. You know, if you
life into this.
Yeah, if you cut an album, you know, music can be a little different, man, because I mean, you've got, you know, your music purist people out there that will listen to an album and, you know, just by themselves with nothing else going on with the lights. Oh, sorry, I backed away from the microphone there. But yeah, like you're people that'll just, you know, sit and listen and take music in. But most people, you know, like we're driving, we're listening to music, or like we're working, we're listening to music. It's like a nice distraction sometimes.
It's not like that big of a part of their life.
Yeah. I mean, for some people, but for some people it is. And I mean, and as somebody that's making music and selling music, I need all those people, you know? Because if somebody's listening to it like mindlessly over and over again, that means at some point they had to have listened to it, you know, enough to be like, I really like this. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you too. Like, okay, I'm making all these comparisons to hip hop, but like, okay, so like in hip hop, there's like a style of doing shit where it's like you're copying everybody else, and it's like you might be saying the same bars, making the same type of music that's already working, and like not really being creative. Do you see that? In country music?
Man. I mean, it definitely. Yeah. I mean, country music is. I mean, absolutely. It's
Like, do you see evolution in it, or you know what I'm saying?
I think, there's a lot of stuff that goes on at the same time. So like right now, you've got like your biggest names in country music. You've got like, this Luke Combs and like Tyler Childers. He's a huge one, like one of my biggest influences. And
Tyler, what?
Childers.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, I mean, look, people listen to that music and they're like inspired by it and they like it. So it stands a reason that when they go to write music, there's going to be nuances that they're taking from that, because I mean that's what shapes them, So there's kind of that copycatness. Man, I think also with music, there's just the fact that what is there, like 12 notes that you can even play, and maybe only
Might be 24. I don't know though.
Yeah, I'm
The
definitely.
only reason I say that is because my boy Brian was up here.
I was listening to that one, man. He was nerding out. I know he was talking about some sevens.
Bro, he knows his
diminished.
shit, bro.
I know. I need to hang out with him sometime. I don't know anything,
Bro,
I just kinda-
bro. He's a producer. Y'all can maybe make some shit.
Yeah, man. Dude, what was I saying?
You were saying about just
Yeah, man, there's only but so many notes that you can even do in music, and only a certain amount are going to make sense at the same time. So like melodies and chord progressions and rhythms, like dude, there's
what about the
billions
bars,
of songs.
What about the bars? What are y'all saying?
A lot of that's going to repeat too, man. I mean, I think history in a way repeats itself. I mean, you just look outside, man. There's how many dudes you see out with mullets now, man? The mullet's back. Girls are wearing bell bottoms
What's
again,
my boy
dude.
name? Oh fuck. What's that dude name with a podcast with a mullet?
Oh, the comedian.
Yeah. Fuck, bro. I really like him. Damn. I don't remember it. My bad.
I know his name too, man. I've watched like all his stand up. He lives in Nashville.
You into Kill Tony?
No, I've never been out there.
It's Kill Tony. Tony's
Hinchcliffe?
Like, yeah.
No, it's out in Texas, right? Isn't that where
Yeah, it's in Texas. He moved out there. He does like a live show, like I think once a week, and like
Yeah.
he gives upcoming comedians a chance to go on. There's actually a guy coming on. Shout out to Ant Perez. He's coming on the show. He's going out to Texas, like I think in like a month or two, to try to get on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
And
man.
he's coming on the show after. But yeah,
That's awesome.
man.
It's
Yeah,
bugging me that I can't remember his name right now.
yeah.
What was I say? Somebody, yeah,
I don't remember that
somebody
shit.
get on it.
I'm actually gonna Google it.
Yeah, you need like that, like the Rogan podcast. You need like a Jamie over there, like.
Bro, I've been thinking about doing that. I've been trying to get.
I mean, they're right there. Can you guys be the fact checkers?
yeah, they don't even know what to look up though.
What's his name?
I'm literally about to Google comedian with the podcast with the mullet.
I'm gonna be so
Because
mad.
I forgot his name. Oh no, Theo Von.
Oh, that's
yeah.
I knew it was a T.
Yeah, I need to Google it. Shout out to Theo Von, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just I don't know.
No, I mean, dude, but I think it does. It's how many different stories can you tell? You can try so hard to be different, and it will, man. I mean, nothing. I mean, as long as nothing's identical. I mean, yeah, you can steal lines. I mean, there are some clever things. I've heard like, they call me by a number, not a name. I've heard that in probably 50 different songs. I mean. Yeah,
Somebody's gonna hear your song you drop. You're probably gonna talk about like your truck getting fucked up, and then somebody's like, "Bro, that's so cliche." But it's like, bro, his truck really did get fucked up, and
yeah, man. No,
fuck my truck up on the tour.
Yeah. So I mean, you can tell your stories, and your stories might be unique, but that's the cool thing about music, is even if you do find a way to be unique, if it's going to be like a successful song that gets streamed a lot, it must not be that unique because
It has to be relatable.
that many people, yeah, so either they can resonate with it like for themselves, or I don't know, they just get it or like it or something. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's easy to copy people, but I think it gets really too hard if you start to worry too much about like, well, I know that this sounds kind of like this from this song, but this sounds kind of like this from this song, because you could do that to yourself to death. I mean, that's how I see it.
That's the that's just it. Comparing yourself to others. That's probably like the number one way to failure.
Yeah.
Or disappointment. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Especially in this world where fucking,
Right.
social media, we seeing everybody's
Yeah.
the best times of their lives.
And
It's like, damn, why am I not doing that well? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No, you definitely can, man. You can eat yourself alive doing that, at the big level, at the local level. I mean, I play around town. if some other band around town gets a good gig opening up for somebody, I mean, you could easily be like, dang, man, why didn't they pick me? You know, like last night they had these Veer Music Awards.
I think I heard about it.
Yeah, you know, where like they recognize a lot of local artists, man. And it'd be easy to be like, oh, dang, man, I didn't get a trophy. Like, crap. You know, that sucks. It's like, but, you know, sometimes when I go out to play, like there's people that take time out of their night to come and watch me, you know, that spent money to buy my shirt, that throw money in a tip bucket. So it's like, I mean, real people, man. That's the only thing to me that really matters. You know, is if you can just get the real people. You know, so you can compare yourself to other folks, but I mean, you can't overlook what you got. You know, you gotta be grateful for every opportunity, I think, and you know that leads to other things, for sure.
Hell yeah,
yeah, man,
bro. I feel like that might be a fire spot to leave him at. We about an hour in.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? Do you wanna lead the people or anything?
Yeah,
Is there a date for the album? You said
not a firm date, man, but we're looking to drop the first single in early March. Formal announcement to come soon. We're just putting a bow on this thing, and you know, yeah, be looking for the album probably May is now what it's looking like. I know at first it was early 2022, and then it was probably March, and now it's hopefully May.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
It's hard to cut an album, man, with COVID, man. Everybody freaking, you might book like a guitar player for a session, but he can't make it because his kid got COVID or whatever, or had to get tested. And then next time you do it, the producer's wife got it, or what, you know. Difficult times.
I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely looking forward to it, man. Canary in the coal mine.
Yeah, man.
Sometime this year, hopefully. I want to say thank you for coming on the show, bro.
Dude,
really appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. And like I said, always say, man, fuck with an artist from the 757. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Peace. Hell yeah, bro.